guest helping us to be encouraged with our mobility, with our weight loss, with our chronic pain, with changing. Most of us have something to change with our weight, and a lot of us have home care workers and really unmoving, but we're trying to wiggle our toes to get started. But some of us don't have a weight problem, but we got some things that's weighing on us. So we still invite those of you who want to lose weight with me, or who want to lose the weight that's on your shoulders. We still want you to come along as well. So we have our special guest, Michelle Pettis. She's the author of this wonderful book called Leaving Large. You got to get it. And tonight, Michelle wants to talk to us about, is it possible for you to connect to others without food being around?
Woo! Yes. How
Go
about
ahead.
that? So,
How about
Deborah, thank you. It's always so good to see you every
that? Of
Thursday,
course.
and then whenever I see you throughout the week. But Thursday nights are really special. They're
Yes.
special because we have you and I have a chance to go, one on one, eye to eye
Yeah.
on topics that are important, that are critical, that sometimes don't get talked about, that impact our behavior, and we don't even realize it. And
Yeah.
that's the space where we're in, is getting conscious and getting aware, because there's so much stuff that happens to us and we don't even realize that it's happening. And if we don't
Yes.
realize it's happening, we can't confront it. We can't deal with it. We can't fix. And what do we say in the class a couple of weeks ago? You can't manage what you can't measure. And if you can't
Measure.
see
That's
it and
right.
you know it's happening, you certainly can't measure it. And this question,
Right.
is it possible to connect with others without food being around? And here's what I would say, is that sometimes it's impossible to connect with others when food is around. And
Mm.
the word that we're focusing on tonight is that of connection. And so when you're in this food addiction space and you're in this obesity space, but the food addiction that leads us down to this road of obesity, it is a disease of isolation. It is a disease of being disconnected. And when we learn, and it's the disconnection from ourselves. It's disconnection from the beauty of who we truly are. Just this other stuff gets in the way, the shame, the fear, right? The guilt, the anger separates us from ourselves. And that weight that we have of this separation that's in our head, you've heard me say it before we ever gain a single pound on our body, we gain it in our head first. And we gain it in our
Hmm.
head wrapped around these emotions that we don't know how to handle, and that causes us to be disconnected. And if we're disconnected from ourselves, there's no way we can be connected to anybody else. If we are
Okay.
disconnected, we can't be and but our body, our spirits thrive on connection. I mean,
Okay.
we are human. I mean, that connection is a human desire. And if you're disconnected from yourself and you're disconnected from other people, you gotta connect to something. And sometimes the food is an easy place to go. It's an easy place to go. But when we release it, see, here's the thing: if 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 we are using food for comfort, when we hear that all the time, this is my
Hmm.
comfort food. If we're using food for comfort, then that means we're disregarding the people in our lives that can give us that comfort. That can give us the true comfort, right?
Mm.
So if we are relying on the food, then that means that we aren't relying on relationship. And relationship is where we get it. I'll give you one quick example. Well, hi John, hi John Raphael, hi Porch Lady, good to see you. Good to see you
Yeah.
both. But I'll give you a quick example to this question.
Okay.
Um, I have a very good friend I worked with here some years back, and I
Hmm.
worked with her when my weight was a challenge for me, and I was already at the job, and she came in as a new person,
Hmm.
and she invited me to lunch, And so I went and, and we had lunch. Well, years later, we became, good friends, better friends. And I was on my weight loss journey, and I had lost the weight, and the book was out. In fact, I mentioned her in my book, right? One of my angel warriors. And but in the book, I write about the fact that when we went out to lunch after I had got my weight under control, and we were having a candid conversation because we were actually connecting, right? We're actually telling the truth to one another.
Mhm.
And she said to me, "Yeah, Michelle, when we first met and I came to work at the company and I invited you out to dinner, you never looked up from your plate."
Mhm.
I was devastated. I
Mm.
was I was devastated and I wanted to argue with her. "Yes, I did. I did look up." And she's like, "No, no, no, you didn't." "What? I didn't?" I was like, "No, I did. Yes, I did. Yes, I did." "No, no, you didn't."
Mhm.
And so we went back and forth. But I knew she wasn't lying to me, right?
Oh
I knew
yeah.
she
Oh yeah.
I knew I knew she was telling the truth. But what hit me, and I do write about this in the book, is that when she told me that about myself,
Mhm.
I realized if I had done it to her, I had certainly done it to other people. I had certainly
Mhm.
done it to other situations because I was more focused on the food than
Mhm.
making the connection of the person sitting right next to me or across from me or in front of me. The food got in the way. But fortunately she forgave me and and figured out how we could be friends in spite of
Oh,
in
that's a
spite of that.
blessing. Mm.
In spite of that. But that happens. This notion of what we're talking about, can we connect with each other with the food being around? Does it keep us from making connections? That is something that is so, so, so important. That it becomes like
Mm.
if we're gonna go out to dinner, or if we're gonna go out to lunch as a group, right? Well, where are we
Mhm.
going, right? Where we going? Oh, I don't like that place. I don't like that food, right? And so
Mhm.
the food becomes more important than the community. And so when we get to the point, especially in these social situations and family situations where food is put at front and center, at the center of things, we need to move it as a backdrop. We have to change our thinking about why we are going to these events. We're not going for the food, we're going for the connection. So if we eat before we go, so that we aren't hungry when we get there, then it makes it really clear in our mind that I'm going because my friends are there, because my family's there. I haven't seen them in a long time. I want to have some fun with the kids. I want to have some fun with the older people. That I'm not so focused on the food. I'm focused on the relationships. I'm focused on the connection. Because you can always, here's the thing, we can always get food, right? I mean, we are in this place where for most of us there's no good for food. But when you're going to reunions, there may be some people there you might not see them next year. There may be
Mm.
some people there that you haven't seen for a long time. Right?
Mm.
And there may be some people there when you don't know when the next time is you're going to be see them. But to be in a place where you can treasure these relationships and sit down and hear some stories and have some conversations and brighten somebody's day and get connected and make that be what it's about, right? Then things can change when we start making our connection with other people and not having to use the food as a way to do it.
That's kind of powerful, Michelle. Thank you. I want to talk about some times when Um, because honestly, honey, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm going whenever the chopping block is doing business after hours. I'm gonna get there early. I'm gonna get there first because I want whatever they cooking because it's good. And my favorite holiday is Thanksgiving. Put in the comments some examples where we really are motivated by the food. I never go those Thanksgiving dinners because I can't go
Mhm.
because I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to sit, none of that. And the only reason I run get me a plate and stand in line is because I can't.
Mhm.
Somebody bring me my
Mhm.
food.
Mhm.
So the only time that I can tell you when I wasn't as interested in the food is when Moses and I were in Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg, and I was so in love with him that my stomach, my body couldn't eat. It was just when you really realize you truly love somebody, honey, I ain't interested in no food. I ate a little bit, but I didn't eat much. And it got to the point where I literally wouldn't order anything and would just look at his plate and go, how that taste? Because I want him to, and he gets so mad because he was much older than me. So he gets so grumpy. So then he would start ordering me what he got or wait till after I ordered before he ordered. But I was in love. And
Right.
I just love Moses. I want to eat Moses. It don't matter about the food. But other than that, it's about the food. In
Right.
fact, I remember being in college when once I bought a car, maybe in graduate school. If I didn't know what I was going to eat at 5:30, I started having a panic attack.
Mhm.
And even now, like I mentioned the other day, I like to. Every few days I go grocery shopping. Well, for one, I'm spending some money, and for two, I'm buying something to eat. But guess what happened? Last night I cooked dinner. I had two 12 ounces of hamburger patties. So I'm going to eat two 6 ounces and 6 ounces. So I cooked mushrooms, the hamburger patty, one slice of cheese, and salad. And don't you know, I couldn't only eat one and half the salad. I was like, what? I don't want nothing else to eat. What? And I had some celery and a little, about 15 minutes later, I had a little celery and a little hummus. And I'm like, girl, just a natural desire.
Right. Natural desire.
A natural desire to just eat what my body, and it was because I was by myself and not there was no music on or anything. I maybe I was watching something on YouTube, I don't know, but I was eating, and when I got politely satisfied, I set it down.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I ate that for breakfast.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
But what you have to understand, and those of us who struggle, we ain't never heard what she talking about. What Michelle talking about? What girl, if I got some money, I'm going to the candy lady on the way home from school. After we swim, after school, when I get to college, what? The lady at church is bring me a plate.
Right.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
So the more we can truly say, and I'm gonna tell you something, you strong black women, y'all don't want to admit that loneliness is the one of the reasons why we got some money. Well, I ain't got no money, but y'all have some money, but you ain't got no man. But you're trying to
Mhm.
be strong and black. And we're
Mhm.
eating our feelings away. I'm gonna own up to it because I'm getting me a hero. Hold up, drop that zero. Hey, get yourself a hero. We're gonna drop that plate and get me a man. Some
Right.
woman was on YouTube talking about we have peace. We're vacationing. Okay, it's all right to be with my girls, but Shirley Brown said it like this: when it comes to being with my man. No, Aretha Franklin said that. Don't come by my house. I'm with my man.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So
Right.
y'all being strong and black and all day long, being 2024. I'm gonna go back to 1976 where it was all right to want a man. We are lonely.
Yeah.
We are
Yeah.
lonely. We are
Yeah.
not made to be. We are not made to be alone.
Mhm. We are designed to connect.
Yes.
We're designed to connect to one another.
Yes.
But here's the thing, is that part of this work is getting connected to ourselves and
Yes.
honoring ourselves and also understanding that, when you're alone, and what was so beautiful about what you said, Deborah Ann, was that you said you just sat there with your food and you were able to enjoy it. You didn't have the television on. It was just you. You were able to enjoy it. So when we get these distractions out of the way and we can really concentrate, we can listen to our bodies. We can listen to our thoughts when there's not a lot of chaos going on along a lot of chaos going on, a lot of chaos going on. So there's some real value of finding some quiet time to be able to enjoy the food that you're eating and be able to let your senses kind of take it all in, because taste isn't the only way we enjoy food. Now,
Mm,
we don't have to eat
well,
food to enjoy. We don't have to eat food to enjoy it, right? We
yeah,
can we can enjoy it just by looking at it. Some stuff is just so beautiful, you don't even want to eat it because the presentation is so nice. I'm just gonna. Look, buying cookbooks and culinary magazines, and you look at the pictures of the food. You just look at them because the pictures are beautiful, not because you're hungry and you want to eat, or even the smell of food,
yeah,
right? This we
yeah,
get that, our aroma, our sense, our olfactory nerve. We get really connected. That brings up memories, it brings up events, it brings up experiences just by smelling something. You can get joy out of that.
yeah. I
So,
get joy passing the cookie, passing the candy dish every time I go somewhere and I see
that's
it.
right.
I
That's
look in there and see my favorite candy. I ain't gonna eat it, but I look at it. I'm like, oh,
yes.
they had Tootsie Rolls today. I would have been got 5 of them and a
Mm,
peppermint to wash it down with,
right. But it's a new
but I
day.
ain't gonna eat it.
It's a brand new day, right?
Okay.
And when we start understanding that there's so many other ways for us to enjoy this world. There's so many other pleasures that are available to us other than just eating. And that allows we can get more connected to nature, right? We can get more
Yes.
connected just by being out, by porch lady, just by sitting on your front porch.
That's it.
Watching the cars go by, right? I mean, that was some entertainment for us when I was growing up. When I was growing up in the South in the
Oh
'60s,
yes.
we could sit out on the porch and watch the cars go by,
And you be
right?
like, that's my car. That's my
Right, that's
car.
my car.
Mhm. You know
So,
what's amazing is a lot of us black people all over the world had very similar experiences.
okay,
Isn't that
right,
amazing?
right, that's my car. Yeah. So there is that's a way of getting connected. But I want to go back to what you said about loneliness, and what we just need to understand is that we go through seasons. We go through seasons. If you're single, where you're dating, where you're not dating. Nothing kind of really lasts forever, right? But
Hmm.
to get this real deep understanding that if there's not somebody special in your life at a particular time, that doesn't mean that there's something wrong with you. That doesn't mean
Exactly.
that you're unlovable, right? That
Exactly.
you don't need to go to a place of pain and feeling like it's me, and try to eat to cover up that loneliness because you feel like it's a personal indictment. So when you get to the place where you appreciate yourself, right? I mean, and understand, okay, I've got this time alone. I can
And
explore myself.
yes, and we have to say that because it has not always been okay as black people. I'm from the deep south. I will say Memphis. My parents from Mississippi. And in those experiences in the 80s and the 90s, it although we I always exercise with everybody that came out with something, I'm doing it, but it was still not okay. It was not okay to say I have a weight problem. It was
Mhm,
not okay to say I want a man. It
mhm,
was more acceptable to say if you were in school, if you were working, if you had a car, oh, you're doing good. And if you kept yourself looking nice, oh, you look nice. Those were
mhm.
the acceptable conversations at church. But what should have been is a balance of life, relationships, mindfulness, spiritual, social, occupational, intellectual, and that includes your relationships.
Yes, absolutely.
And that's the problem. And now that we have been so far removed from moving our bodies, even like this, because it hurts, we are literally scared. And some of our white counterparts, although they were acceptable to be on diets all the time, but some of them who were just worker bees, they're having the same problems too.
Mhm.
But if no size, every size needs to move.
Yes,
Every
yes.
size needs sunshine. Every size needs mindfulness because you don't have to be fat to be an overeater or someone who is overly consumed with food
Yes,
because you're
yes,
masking your feelings.
yes,
You
yes,
just maybe the person
absolutely.
who didn't gain the weight.
Absolutely. You are dead on. You are right on. You are right
Yes.
on with that. You know,
Yeah.
every you what you just talked about, everybody needs to move. That movement, exercise, that is one of the pillars of health.
Yeah.
Everybody needs nutritious food and water. That is
Yes.
nutrition and hydration. That is one of the pillars of health. Everybody needs good quality sleep, enough
Yes.
good quality sleep. That is one of the pillars of health. You talked about mindfulness. Everybody needs to pay attention to their mental state, mental health. That is one of the pillars of health. By by being vigilant about those four things, that's how we get healthy. That
And
that
the
that's
opposite,
how we get healthy.
I want to point out the opposite. As you're talking about, is it possible for you to connect with others without food being around? Those of us who, like, if they don't have no food, it's something wrong. We don't know what you're talking about. We hear
Right,
you, but we don't hear you
right,
because in college, the way I got the students to come to events is we're gonna have pizza.
right,
When they want
right,
us to teach me, sell me something, we're gonna have the meeting at Red Lobster.
right,
So
right,
and it's really, it's absolutely nothing wrong with having food. What's wrong is over consuming the food and not valuing the people.
right. That's exactly
And
that's
so and I
exact.
think that, but those of us who are steeped, when, like, I don't know about the rest of the people, but as fat as I am, I have some emotional issues that I'm owning and I'm being honest about, because baby,
Hmm.
this way ain't gonna be here always. Let me show y'all how to
Hmm.
do it.
Yeah,
But I need you to talk to me about what y'all ain't gonna have, what y'all gonna have to eat.
right, right.
Because if you
Yeah,
invite me somewhere and you don't give me nothing to eat, I'm gonna think you don't like me.
right, right, right. And
So at least
and
bring
that
me a bottle of water or some, or now I've gotten everybody on the boat of zero sugar beverage. I'm working on. They got it
yeah,
at the eight. They
yeah,
had three. They had
yeah,
four zero sugar waters
yeah,
for me. Like,
yeah,
good.
yeah,
Yeah, that's what I'm
yeah,
talking
yeah.
about. Retrain people, and if you say you want to bring a salad because you need a vegetable to keep you satiated and kind of get you out of where you are.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm. If that you are so on point about that. But one of the things that I want to share is that we have it is the food manufacturers
Yes.
that is creating this notion that we have to have food in every circumstance. So we need to
Yes.
be mindful. We need to be mindful of all the messages that we get from the fast food companies, from the snack food companies, from the junk food companies, from the food manufacturers that say that you have to have cake and ice cream for your birthday. That you have
Yes.
that you have to buy you have to buy candies and cookies for the thing. That
Exactly.
you have to have a birthday party at the at the restaurant for your kids, that you have to do that. That
Yes.
is all so that they can
See,
sell more. And
yes.
I'm not saying that we shouldn't have food. I'm not saying food shouldn't be good. I'm not saying that we can enjoy food. But first of all, we eat when you're hungry and eat good quality food.
There
Don't
you
eat
go.
all this stuff, all this processed stuff that is killing us.
Mhm.
So
You know what?
on the
Yesterday, someone, I was telling them I haven't eaten sugar since July 1st, and she says, "Oh, they have a company that makes a no sugar dessert in case you get a sweet tooth." So I listened to her respectfully, but that's not the point. The
right.
point is I don't want to eat sugar if it's really gonna mess with my nervous system, mess
Mhm.
my pancreas and my liver,
Mhm.
because what makes you healthy and unhealthy is what you're eating. And if they're already giving us fake meats that we can't identify right now,
Right.
they're already doing that, then it's already a struggle for me to keep this weight off. But
Right.
I'm willing to go under the knife. Let's look at this. Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
I'm willing to let you put me to sleep and knife on me so that I can lose weight. Surely I can try my best, doggone it. I can
Right.
try. But what helped me understand that is the addiction, just like a cocaine addict, sugar and flour are the two things that people who are probably overweight are eating. Not sugar-free portion, like zero sugar,
Right,
because sugar, alcohol, and added sugar is in everything.
right,
And the
right.
reason that is, Michelle, is because these manufacturers, for a big old ton of l- chemicals, it's like $10. So they want to get their money's worth. So they're sprinkling this in everything:
Yes, yes, yes,
medicines, cough
yes.
drops,
And it's
food,
addictive.
everything.
And it's addictive.
Yes,
And it's addictive, and people
yes.
don't know it. We're like little lambs being brought to the slaughter, right?
And the other thing that we're doing as people, we're judging each other based on that obesity. Oh, they need to eat a salad.
Yeah,
Now
yeah.
we're being hoodwinked by popular media, and you know what else? Even McDonald's used to serve real food. Back in the
Mhm,
day, it used to be real ground beef, real tomatoes, real potatoes. Now
mhm,
those that food ain't real.
mhm.
So that's the problem.
Yeah, it's a problem. And here's the other part of the problem, right? Is that if we're eating this food that is um, masquerading as food, let me say that. If we're eating stuff that's
Hmm.
masquerading as food, that is
Yeah,
fake, that is artificial, how can we how can we be real and be authentic by
yeah,
eating that which is artificial?
yes. It's like they said, if you eat lamb are humble people. We are what we're eating. But I even seen somebody in other countries, they were feeding their pig fruits and vegetables.
Yeah.
So
Then let's just eat the fruits and vegetables.
exactly. But the thing is, we demonize food groups over here, but in other countries, they don't they don't treat their animals the way that we treat ours.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
they feed, and I realize this really, we're all supposed to be eating the same food. Grass. I watch people in South America, they go up to the tree and in Colombia and in Haiti. I need to go to Haiti. They know these different leaves that do different things. This
Mhm.
is what we're supposed to be
We're
eating
supposed to
for
be eating, yeah.
every condition we have. They got a leaf or a tree or a root or a bark, and if you peel the bark off and boil it, it does
Mhm.
something else.
Yep. Yep.
Even
Yep.
watermelon rind, if you eat the rind and that
Mhm.
something does something for you.
There's something else. Yeah. It's all right. But
But to,
we are so disconnected from that. We
but
are
do
so
you know what
disconnected.
I'm trying to say to you is, for someone who grew up like me in the South, in the city, went to college, got her little job, thought she was all that, and you're just consuming these messages. You buying 4 for $4 McDonald's, the steak place, the Red Lobster, which I love, all the
Mhm.
stuff. If you think you're all that, you go to Roof Chris and all of
Right.
this when you're eating food that don't love you,
Right.
that
Right.
ain't even satiating you,
Right.
that makes
Right.
you feel like you need something else to eat. So as you get home, feel like you ain't ate nothing.
Right. Right.
And so, for you to tell me, is it possible to connect to others without food being around? I don't know what you're talking about, lady.
So before we close down, Deborah, and I, I wanna kind of encapsulate that, right?
I'm taking
Is
notes.
that
Okay.
we have to get real clear and stay clear. This is what I talk about in my TED talk. I talk about this in my TED talk.
Yes. Yes. And
Clarity,
it's in the comments. It's in the
cla-
description.
clarity. We have to understand that the only problem that food solves is hunger.
Yes.
Its only purpose is nutrition and nourishment. And because we live in a society that tells us that food is so many other things, that it's
Yes.
status, that it's culture, that
Yes.
it's pleasure, that it's
Yes.
entertainment, that it's family, that it's party, that it's legacy, that it's all of that, we have to unlearn some stuff. We have to consciously unlearn some stuff because here's the thing. Those who are unable to unlearn will be illiterate. And
Okay.
those who are unable or don't get control of their health will be slaves to those who are.
Okay. So
The
how
un,
what do you have that can
the
help us?
healthy, the healthy will ultimately end up ruling the unhealthy. So we've got to be mindful. We've got to go back to what I just said. We've got to be real clear when you're what knowing what hunger feels like, and know that food only purpose is to satisfy hunger. It is a one trick pony. That's all it can do. It is for nourishment and nutrition. It is not entertainment. It is not pleasure. It's okay if it
Yes.
tastes good. It's okay if it tastes good, but it doesn't have to. I had plenty of
Hmm.
meal with my grandparents with me telling my grandmother, "Oh, I don't like this," and her saying, "Eat it anyway. It's good for you."
Hmm.
You know that
Yes.
we have to just put our big girl pants on, put our big boy pants
Yes.
on, and eat that what is good for us.
Yes.
And
Yes.
that means educating ourselves. That means
Yes.
educating ourselves and learning what real food is and what fake food is. That means
Yes.
questioning everything you put in your mouth. This doesn't seem like it's that hard. Doesn't seem like I'm not really telling you anything. Well, that's all you have to do. Yeah, but put this into practice. Put this into practice and question everything. And question that orange juice you drink every morning. That you've been drinking for a long time and you think that it's healthy, right?
Yes.
Why
Yes.
why why are you drinking that? Bec- Why why
Yes.
why do you think that every time you go to the health food store that everything in the health food store is good for you? So we have to
Exactly.
unpack everything.
Yes.
And that
You know
it
what?
is go ahead.
Tomorrow I'm going to get a food box. And before I leave to go get it, I'm going to go on my Facebook group and say I have food to give away because I know the majority of things that's going to be in there will be things I cannot eat.
Will
If
not
it's a
eat.
vegetable or if it's a green vegetable or apples, I can eat that.
Hmm.
2 weeks ago, I got a food box. The only thing in it that I could eat was some blueberries,
Yep. Yep.
and I gave it all away.
That's right.
And
That's right.
someone posted on my comment, "Oh, I could make a meal out of all of that," but I know that she doesn't quite understand what we're talking about.
Hmm.
So we'll keep on showing and keep on making determination because all the time that I've heard what you're talking about, I remember hearing someone at when I was in college and graduate school talk about she didn't eat sugar. I had no note. I'm like, what's she talking about?
Hmm.
So this, I mean, here I am years later. Now I understand.
Yes.
But it takes the mind. What's in here? What's in my brain is also that stuff I've been eating.
Hmm. Hmm.
That's why
And we
young people are so smart because they're fresh and they can pick up on things. And if you teach them early, they won't desire. My little nephew, he ain't ever ate no meat. He told my mama said meat ain't good for you.
right, right. And not eating it.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. Because this is about not just how we feed our bodies, but how we feed our brains. It
Yes.
isn't nutrition and nourishment for our brains. This is about performance. This is about productivity, right? This is
Yes.
about proficiency. Uh, I mean,
Yes.
this is about living. You know, poor,
Yes.
poor Slayton says we have to consciously decide.
That's
That's
right.
ex- that that's the advice that I have, Deborah Ann. Be
Yes.
in consciousness. Question everything.
Yes. And
Question
believe that we
everything.
can do it. Just because I'm this fat don't mean I have to stay this fat. And don't believe that because you're in menopause or because you're over 40 or over 50 or over 30, you cannot. See, that's a message from the enemy.
Yes.
That's the message from the food group, the food
Hmm.
manufacturers. We can heal ourselves with a glass of water,
Yes. Yes.
with a lemon, with
Yes.
a
Yes.
lime,
And that
because that's healing.
and quite frankly, that's all we need to drink.
That's right.
That that that's all we need. That's all we need to drink. But I'm not saying wake up tomorrow.
Water.
I'm not just saying I'm not just saying wake up to I'm not just saying wake up tomorrow and do that. But I'm
Exactly.
saying that you can peel it off step by step. You know,
Yes.
eliminate
Yes.
the carbonated drinks, then eliminate the juices, then eliminate eliminate things one by one. Start building the muscle because
Yes.
that our bodies need hydration. That
Very much so.
our bodies need the water. So to answer that question about connection,
Yes.
food can get in the way, right? It can get the processed food can
Yes.
get in the way if the food becomes more important than the person in front of us. But
Yes.
if we're eating good food that's healthy for our brains, it can it can allow us to connect more fully with people because we're more connected to ourselves. So
So
once
how
we
can you
start,
help us with this?
the thank you for that. Thank you for that. I want anybody that is interested in learning about how to get connected, how to know what it feels like when you're hungry. Joining, join us on Monday nights at 5 o'clock in a free Facebook group. I am brand new now Facebook group, especially for those who are dealing with emotional overeating. We're
Mhm.
we're there every Monday at 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. If you want a little bit more support on Saturdays, on Saturdays I host a writing class. It's not every Saturday. It's a couple of Saturdays a month. The next one is August 31st, and it is write your way to your right weight because it is through writing that we learn how to get connected to ourselves. It is how we learn to get connected to others through writing because we're retraining our brain. That writing class, that writing group for an hour and a half, we get together, we connect with one another through our stories, we write and we share. It's $25. I should be charging more for it than the $25, but I charge $25 for it. But if you are watching tonight, right, you're part of Deborah Ann's community, right? And the community that she has so graciously invited me into. If you sign for the class, I'll send you a copy of my book too. So
Oh,
you're gonna get a 2 for 1. You get a 2 for 1. I will sign it. I will sign it and send it to you if I know that you come from this group. If you
uh,
want some more support, right? Because if you've been on this journey a long time and
mhm,
we're looking to be transformed of a
mhm.
52 program, we meet we meet every Monday, right? But you meet with a partner every day. And I'm telling you right now, it's not for the faint of heart. It's not for everybody. But you meet every day, you get connected every day, you get support every day. It's about building relationship because
Yes.
we are bombarded with all these negative messages around food every day. And so the way you get strong, the way you get armored up is to stay connected every day. If you want more information about that, just email me. Just email me, Michelle at michellepettis.com. We'll jump on the call and we'll see if it's something that's right for you. So I'm all about the connection and
Yes.
I'm happy to connect here with you every Thursday night at 6:30. This is a highlight of my week and I'm
Oh,
so grateful
yes.
and appreciative.
No, and we have your TED Talk in the discussion. So if you look in the discussion, you'll see Michelle's TED Talk. And I will be posting. You can look through the community pages and get her contact information, and I'll repost it up at the top. But I don't erase any of my community information, so you can go there and just keep looking until you see her afro. And Michelle, I'd like to correct you on something.
Okay.
This is for everybody.
Yes.
This is for
Yes.
everybody.
Yes.
I've been getting the feeds on my line about the people who are on 600 and 700 pound weight loss. And baby, if they can do it, I can show enough do it. And if I can do
Yes.
it, you can show enough do it. And let me
Yes.
tell you, it is for everybody. And
Yes.
I'm on disability and I pay for a personal trainer. I pay to take classes. I pay to learn. You can do the same thing
Mhm.
because the money I use to pay to do something, it's the same money I was using going through the drive-in
Yeah. Mhm.
and going through the donut drive-in, then the McDonald's drive-in. Well, no, I did Wendy's, and then let me go over here and get another croissant and a
Mhm.
coffee. It's the
Mhm.
same money.
And you're using it to save your life now.
There you go.
You're using it to save your life because this is what this conversation is about. It's about
Yes.
saving your life.
Yes.
Yeah.
Michelle, thank you. Let me tell y'all something. Getting in now is going to save you, encourage you. And one thing I love about it is there are people who are black, who are white, who are Asian, who are small, who are little bitty, who are middle sized, who are big, who all get support from Michelle Pettis' journey. So there is no person who is left out, who's been touched
Mm.
by her message and her example. Ain't none like somebody that's done lost the weight to tell you how
Yep.
to lose weight.
That's right. Yep. Yep.
Okay?
I have walked every road that I talk about.
Yes.
I've walked the surgery road. I've
Yes.
walked the yo-yo dieting road. I've
Yes.
eaten whole pizzas. I've eaten whole gallons of
Yes.
ice cream. I've done that. I've eaten whole cakes. I've eaten whole pies.
And I know that honestly, it took a minute for me to understand that what I was feeling was shame. And what I was feeling was I decided that I was gonna let XYZ123 mistreat me because I was just gonna take that and go into heaven with that. And I decided I'm not gonna do that anymore. And so, because I'm worthy, and those of us with weight issues, we have an emotional issue. So it may
Mhm.
take you a minute to understand that because you got that pushed down so far because you're so busy working and blah 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 and spending money and eating and talking too much and buying bigger clothes and talking too much and eating too much and drinking too much that you really can't stop and understand. That's all I'm like, what you talking about? Y'all ain't having no food. I ain't coming. Okay.
Right.
So just take a minute and understand that you can have a body that you can move in. I'm getting my body back, baby.
Yep. Step by step, you doing it, girl.
You
Yes.
deserve it. Just like me. And you don't have to be ashamed. I ain't ashamed for no bathing suit. Matter of fact, can you send me another one? I need another one. Buy me something. Because I'm not finna not enjoy my life. You gonna see these big old legs. Yes, you are. And you gonna see this big old butt, but don't look too hard. It costs $25. And just know that we can improve.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So I
Yep.
just want to thank you. All of these events are in the community page. In the description is Michelle's TED Talk. If you listen to that TED Talk, you will see yourself in what she's saying, especially the watermelon story.
Yeah.
Especially the watermelon story and the bread
And we
pudding
all have
story.
stories.
Yes, all the stories and everything. And so, but you don't have to be ashamed. That's what I want you to do. You don't have to be ashamed. And you don't have to get mad and get attitude either.
Hmm. Hmm.
But it's okay to know that you can, it's going to take a minute, begin to really understand. When I first took her class, I used to sit right here and fall right to sleep doing all of them. I'm like, "Pfft," because it was a little bit much to deal with.
Right. What is she talking about?
Okay, that's
But,
what I, what?
but Deborah Ann,
What's from a
here's the
show? Ain't no meat. What you eating?
but
I'm like,
Deborah Ann,
what?
here's the thing. But you stuck with it.
Oh
That's the
yes.
thing.
Oh
You
yes.
stuck with
Oh
it, and
yes.
that's what I want people to know. There are going to be some parts that you don't get right away that you're going to have to hear over and over again. That you're
Yes.
just going to have to trust me that they are true until you see
Yes.
it for yourself. You just have to accept it, be willing to accept it as true, and then move
Okay.
into it.
We got a commercial break. Porch Lady says, my feelings got hurt and crushed over sweet potato pie. It's okay now. Me too, Michelle. Porch Lady, I don't know what Michelle talking about. Uh, I don't know what she talking about, but I don't know. I'm gonna say I ain't gonna eat no sweet potato pie this year, but I don't know. I'm like, what's she talking about? Does she know how good sweet potato pie is? But I know I'm gonna have to eat sweet potato pie in 2026. I'm gonna have to. I don't know. I don't know. But I know someone who makes a vegan sweet potato pie, so it's not probably not that sweet. You probably don't even put sugar in it. But yeah, girl, I don't know what she talking about. But down here we eat pie.
Right. Right. Yeah, I
But
know.
thank
I
you,
know.
Michelle. We feel hopeful. I feel hopeful. I feel joy.
Yes. Yeah.
I feel that God sent me to be a part of a group that understood. I'm sitting down here writing down what I eat for the week so I can text it to my doctor. He don't care, but I care. So I
Right.
need him to put this in the case notes.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I'm gonna do what I
Yes.
need to do to get the support I need to get. And I just
Absolutely.
want y'all to come along with me. Come along, my friend, come along. Get aboard this gospel train. Nothing on this train to lose, everything to gain. Okay.
Okay.
So thank you, Michelle. This is absolutely wonderful. We'll do it again on Monday. We'll do it again on Thursday. And we are here for each other. That's why I call this group Lose Weight With Me, whether it's physical weight or the weight of stress and strain that's in your psyche when you're thin and you still overeating because y'all
Yeah.
doing some stuff too. Okay?
Mhm.
God bless you as always. Peace and hair grease. And I'll see you Monday, Michelle.
All right.
Bye, y'all. You're not pushing the button. Okay, hold on. Let me take a picture. Then I'm gonna push the button. Yes. Okay. So bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Peace and hair grease. It was a great topic today. Great topic.
All right.